Rory.
Sarav.
It's episode 10! Oh! Can you believe we made it?
What the fuck?
Episode 10. Episode 10 of the Log in the Life podcast.
I can't even remember what we were speaking about.
Bro,
honestly.
We're here. We're here.
10.
And you know what? Apologies in advance because that probably did go fuzzy when I screamed, but I don't give a fuck.
I think we've lost about 50% of our audio listeners.
Listen.
Just like that. They're gone.
But you know what, Rory? I don't care. It's episode 10.
Episode 10.
So welcome, people. I'm Sarav.
I'm Rory.
And just get ready because we're here now. We're podcasters. This is happening. It's episode 10. We're going to go to episode whatever until we run out of beers.
It's a big milestone, Sarav.
Yeah,
it's a big milestone.
And I'm proud of us, man. I'm proud of us. We're killing it. We're killing it.
Love it.
But bro, I reckon let's just dive in.
Let's hop straight in.
But listen, before we get too ahead of ourselves and dive into the news event, a couple of things I want to say. Well, firstly, listen, today I was walking to the studio and it was the first time the sun wasn't setting. The clocks have gone forward. I'm loving it.
I love it, dude.
I'm loving it, man.
My mental health has increased.
Trust me.
At least 30%.
Bro,
this.
always. Literally.
Yeah.
Our boss sat us down the other day. He's just like, how's everyone feeling? And I was just like, listen, the sun's out. Like, I'm happy. Like, this is... I feel like I've overcome some kind of winter downness. Not even that I was necessarily down, but it's just like the sun just makes you feel elevated. Do you get what I'm saying?
Dude, the winters in the UK are bleak, dude. When it starts going dark at 4 and there's just nothing to do in the evening apart from just sitting on your couch and watch TV, it sucks, man. But do you know what this means?
Go on.
Summer's almost here.
Oh my gosh.
Summer in London is the
beer gardens, daytime's pints.
Honestly, I become a semi-alcoholic in summer because it's just every evening it's like beer garden. Yep.
Yeah. There's no turning it down, man. Anytime someone suggests it, I am there.
Because you're like, it is summer, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
You end up saying yes to everything.
Trust me, man. Trust me. I mean, do you remember that time when we linked up? It was me, you, and I'm not going to incriminate anyone else, but basically people from our course. Yeah. And then, mate, it was summer. Went to Primrose Hill. And we had
great. I completely forgot. It was a great day.
We were all just like drunk, spitting bars, and then this policeman just rolls up. You know what? Summer's the time for mischief. Summer's the time for fun. But yeah, man. As I said, episode 10, crazy. Rory, I know that you listen, people. Rory went all the way down the other side of the world just to come back with some stories for episode 10. So Rory, tell us, where'd you go? What'd you get up to?
So I've been in South Africa the last couple of weeks. I felt like I was there for a month. Honestly, guys, for a bit of context for some people out there, I used to live out there. I went to school there when I was like 16 to 19. My parents live out there as well. So it was, honestly, Sarah, it's the best country in the world. I went there 2 weeks, landed, and within a day I was like, why the fuck did I leave? Honestly, why the fuck did I leave? It's just the best thing. Like, you go there, everyone is so friendly, everything's so cheap, and you live like a king out there. It was great. And the best part of it is, like, when I went there, it didn't really feel like a holiday. You know, you're meeting up with all my boys. They might be listening. Josh and Cedric and Josh Henderson as well.
Shout out.
And it was just great. You know, like, obviously they're my schoolmates, and I don't basically barely keep in contact with them, like, throughout the year. I maybe see them maybe once a year, maybe once every 2 years. Yeah. And they're the sort of mates where you meet up with and it's just, you pick up where you left off. Do you know what I mean? And you just, like, we just got drunk and become a 16-year-old again, just fucking about, mate. It was so good. But yeah, I did, one thing I did was the Argus cycle. I don't know if you've heard of it. I think I mentioned it to you before, but it's, basically one of the largest public bike races in the world. So there's 40,000 people that do the Argus. And it basically goes all around, like, Table Mountain to all, like, the main points of Cape Town. It's 120 kilometers.
Wow.
So I'm not like a big cyclist, but I did that. And so I arrived on the Saturday, and then the Sunday I went to do it with my dad. And my skin had not seen the sun in 5 months, right? Dude, so I start cycling, and obviously, you know, I'm Irish, right? I creamed up, right? Cream my neck, cream my face, all that sort of stuff, right?
Creamed up.
I think I'm good. Obviously, you sweat, right? So the cream sort of washes away, and, you know, I reapply and stuff like that. Honestly, Sarav, I burnt in places I did not think were possible. Dude, I literally, like, I burnt on the inside of my arm. Like, who does that? Do you know what I mean? Burnt on the inside of my arm. That was all peeling. And then, like, obviously I put cream on my neck here. Like, dude, here. The underside of my neck burnt, dude. Mate, I literally hobbled off that bike. My legs were like fucking jelly, and I looked like fucking Dr. Zoidberg from Futurama, dude. I was fucked. But all in all, a great. And also, sorry, I forgot to mention, best part of this cycle, right? You're cycling along, your neck's a bit sore, your shoulders are like a bit painful. You stop off, people are there giving you Coca-Cola, giving you Powerade. Best part, you sit down on a chair.
Yeah,
Bloke just comes up and starts giving you a shoulder massage.
Wait, what?
At every stop, there's someone who gives, and then some. Like I obviously got my shoulders massaged because they were getting a bit tight and stuff. It was great. Looked over, one guy. He's actually lying down and he's getting a full body massage. Literally, some chicks like massaging his like thighs and stuff like that, mate. It was mad. But
should have gone for that, man.
But yeah, I could have done. I thought I was taking the piss a little bit, you know. But yeah, fucking great holiday.
Oh, good,
loved
man.
it. Loved it. You've got to come out at some point.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I've visited before with my family.
Yeah.
We did all the classic stuff. We went to near your hometown, Stellenbosch.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So no, South Africa's a beautiful place. We did almost get robbed there.
Fuck, what happened?
Did I tell you the story?
You've not told me this.
I'm gonna tell it. It's a
Okay,
quick one. So me and my family went to South Africa. We went on a family holiday. I was about 10 years old. So yeah, me and my family went on a family holiday. Me and my family went on a holiday to South Africa, and I was about 10 at the time. I was about 10 at the time, and I remember we were driving from, I think it was from Johannesburg to Cape Town, and there was a car behind us, and it kind of, motioned at us to pull over. So we thought, okay, fine. It looked like a police car, so we thought, yeah, fine. Let's just pull over, because they were kind of like tailgating us a little bit, and putting pressure to make it seem like we really need to pull over. So we pulled over. As we pull over, the car kind of goes around and in front of us, and they didn't have a number plate at the back of their car on the bumper. They had it in the back windshield, and they pulled it down when we got pulled over, right? My family didn't notice this, and me being 10 at the time, thinking we're getting stopped by the police, I thought, okay, let me just keep my mouth shut. Anyways, 4 guys hop out the car. They come over, and they're just like, who are you? Where are you from? Where are you from? We're just like, we're from the UK. They're just like, let's see your passports now. Let's see your passports now. So we lowered the window a little bit. And they're like, lower the window, yeah? And my dad, being like maybe a little bit cautious, didn't lower the window the entire way. He lowered it a little bit, handed them the passport, which granted he realised, probably not the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Handed them the passport. They had a look, and my dad's like, who are you guys? And they're like, we're the police. They pulled out like this like badge. It was a fake badge, man. It was a fake badge.
Even at 10 years old, were you like that? That's
Cap. I'm sure I'd seen that same thing in like one of the shops like a couple of days before. So anyways, we're panicking, and we're just like, why have we been pulled over? Soon we kind of realise something's not right, because they're just kind of asking to see all of our passports, and we're just like, why? They're being a bit dodgy and hostile. The guy then reaches into his pocket, and it looks like he's going to pull out like a gun, right? And that's what we were convinced about. Was it his pocket? I think this guy reached into like his trousers.
Yeah.
So we obviously thought he was going to pull out a gun. At that point, thankfully, he'd handed the passport back. My dad just took off. But
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And we were just like, what the fuck just happened?
Mate, thank fuck he took the passport.
Yeah. Thank goodness. But yeah, man, we realised like apparently that's a common scam.
Yeah.
They target tourists. They look for the rental cars, and who knows? We might have got. Do you know something else that's
You might
mad?
still be in South Africa because you've got no passport.
Trust me. Bro, this guy tried to open the car door as well.
Swear.
Yeah. My sister was in the front seat as well, so she was only like 18. And yeah, thankfully we'd had the car doors locked. But nuts, man. It was pretty scary.
Fuck.
Yeah. But that's what they say about South Africa. It's like
you got to have your wits
crime
about
there.
You got to have your wits about you. It's got the highest murder rate, one of the highest murder rates in the world.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I lived there 3 years, and I mean, it depends where you are, right? You've got to have your wits about you. You can't be like a drunk tourist stumbling through Long Street in Cape Town. Like, something will happen if you do that. But it's like London. You've got to have your wits about you. Be careful in certain areas. Like, it's one of them, really.
Absolutely. Anyways, man, I feel like, it's been a while. I've eaten, I haven't eaten in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a little chat and a catch up. But, Rory, how do we start each? I can't remember. It's been so long.
Remember, Sarah. How do we start it? We started with the beer of the week. Oh, yeah. So today we've got a Budweiser Budvar, original Czech lager. Okay,
Czech?
I'm not gonna, I've not seen this before.
Czech, yeah.
Chet, is that not how you pronounce it?
Nah, check.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm working on 20% today. I'm knackered. I've had it's been a long couple of weeks. Oh my god! Please, do not clip that one, Sarah. Please.
Should we go to the Czech Republic?
Okay, so we've got a original Czech lager. Okay, so brief description. Since 1895, Budweiser Budvar has brewed the finest Czech lager in the world, made using local ingredients and aged to perfection in our cellars in our brewery in South Bohemia. It is still owned by the people of Czech Republic. Greetings from the Republic of Beer. I didn't know this beer existed, but I didn't realize. I thought Budweiser was just Budweiser. But yeah, let's crack it open. Please don't fizz. Please don't fizz. Oh yeah. Cheers, Sarav, to episode 10.
To episode 10. You know what, Rory?
What?
I'm going to stop you right there because I know why you did that. You've got too used to your little cushy, soft IPAs.
Hazy IPAs, yeah. Oh, mate, I'm not going to lie, that's not...
This is a good lager.
Really?
This is a good lager.
Oh, I don't know.
It's 5%. For the audio listeners, it's 5%. It's got like a cream half top and then a red bottom. It's got a little logo.
Okay.
I think it's a good lager.
Okay.
I think as far as lagers go, it's good.
It's all right. It's not offensive. I'm going to go in strong and give it a 6.
Give it a 6.
It's not like...
It's quite strong for you to be... Oh, no,
it's a 6.
You're a light marker.
It's a 6. I'm actually really light marker.
Good light marker.
Well, okay, can I check? I need one more sip.
Go on. I will also give it a 6.
I'll give it a 6. It's like average. It's okay.
I'll give it a 6. So we'll give it a 6. That's nice. A solid beer.
Add it to the leaderboard.
Yeah, so I'll add it to the leaderboard. For those watching, you can see it here. But if you're an audio listener, you can check that leaderboard on our Instagram. You can see the rating of this week's beer, and then you can see a leaderboard of all the beers that we've done so far. And yeah, let us know if you agree, disagree. We'd love to know if you want us to try any beers. We promise to those of you who've suggested them, we will start getting the ones you've suggested.
I had some suggestions from some mates in South Africa being like, you've got to bring over some South African beers to try them out.
Yeah, 100%.
Unfortunately, I only had a carry-on bag, so I couldn't bring any liquids. Do you know what I mean? But next time I will. We promise. Yeah. But we're going to get we'll get them on the pod at some point. Yeah. And I said to them, you've got to bring the Castle Light, Black Label, all that stuff. They're going to bring them over.
Down.
Yeah.
That sounds good. So yeah, but yeah, 6 out of 10. Cool. Nice.
Sarah, we've got lots of news of the week this week. Lots to talk about. Did you hear about what happened in Lebanon?
Bro,
this is mad. So a few days ago, Lebanon, the people of Lebanon woke up in 2 different time zones.
Crazy.
Right? So this resulted after the government made a last-minute decision to delay daylight savings until after the end of Ramadan, resulting in mass confusion. So people woke up and they're like, is it 8? Is it 9? What the fuck? People were freaking out, right? Yeah. So yeah, the Prime Minister Najib Mitaki, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, decided on Thursday to postpone the clock changes to the 20th of April instead of Sunday as planned. So yeah, fucking hell, imagine that.
Mate, absolutely nuts. So just to quickly summarise that then, Lebanon, like the UK, they have... they've got like the UK, they've got like winter time and summertime essentially. So their clocks always were meant to go forward an hour.
Yeah.
But the government decided to postpone it. However, not everyone agreed with that decision. And so some people are on the old time and some people are on the new time.
The country is divided.
The country is divided, and not even geographically. It's literally just how you're feeling. So let me ask you a question, yeah? If I roll into work at like, oh wait, that doesn't work. I was going to say if I roll in at like 10. Yeah, hang on. If I roll in at like 10 o'clock, I could just be like, nah, it's 9. My time.
If I was Lebanese, I would really take the piss. I'd make the most of this. Just rock up into work at like 11.
Yeah.
Why aren't you in 2 hours ago? You'd be like, daylight saving hours.
Yeah.
I'm an 11 a.m. guy.
Listen. And you could just change your mind as well. You can tell people they're late when they're early, and you can tell people Well,
Mate.
early they're late.
It's going to be chaos. I
something
mean,
like
20th of April is when it changed. That's going to be chaos until then.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, apparently it's like divided people because I think they did. The Prime Minister apparently might have done it to like win favour with the Muslim population in it because obviously they wanted to end Ramadan early. But yeah, interesting.
Well, no, it makes sense. Like, obviously, it is tough. What this has obviously done is just made the fasting period for Ramadan longer. It's extended it by an hour, so that makes it tougher. So I understand why the Prime Minister did that, but like I mean, it's not really how it works.
Yeah.
But I guess it is, because this whole time moving forward, time moving back is so like arbitrary.
What a thing! What a policy to do such a U-turn on. Be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Fuck it, let's not do it.
No, trust me, last minute decision as well.
Yeah.
That must have caused mass confusion. And also,
massively.
I find it crazy how people just like contested it. They're just like, we're not doing it. Like, shut up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No, it's not 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It's 8.
I've never heard of anyone contest the time.
That is so funny.
But like, a country divided, not even geographically, is nuts to me.
Yeah.
That is like, what? That's crazy.
That's bad.
What if people in your household disagree?
What is time, Sarav? You know, is it really 6:30 p.m.?
No, it's what is it? It's a social construct.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Let's not get into that yet.
Do you think?
Oh, here we
Now,
go.
here's a good question.
Mr. Philosophy's back.
This actually isn't philosophy. This is a good one, I reckon. And it's
Go
a
on.
question for you. Okay, so you know how like where the time like kind of originated, like who worked out the time or whatever? It's like in Greenwich. There's a building.
GMT, Greenwich Mean Time.
Yeah, there's a building in Greenwich.
Yeah.
So do you think that's why the UK is in the middle of like most maps? Because
that's a
because time zones are supposed to be based on longitudes going up and down, right? Or is that latitude?
Yeah, longitude's this way, latitude's that way.
So longitude is vertical and latitude's horizontal.
Yeah.
I think so.
So that's why the UK is in the middle.
Do you think so? Because that's where
Is
like
GMT definitely the people who invented the time?
well, I think so, but GMT is like zeros like in the middle. So like usually
Oh, is it?
yeah,
They probably did invent it then.
maybe.
Imagine, that's such a flex. I invented time.
Because like it is like
huge.
it is like arguably it's just such a construct. Because like calendars don't make sense. Like it's a bit like if you added a 13th month, each month would have exactly 28 days, except for 1 month. Just give
That's
that-
true. Why isn't there
give
13
that
months
to February. Yeah, no. Why is February like its own just thing?
I love how February just gets shortchanged. It's like every 4 years. Now, fuck you only get 28 days.
Yeah,
you know?
trust. Does that mean February must be the rarest month to be born in then, statistically?
My brother's fiance, she was born. She's like in her 30s, but technically she's like 8 years old or something.
So your brother's a nonce. Is what you're telling me. So it's your brother who moved into
When you
Frogmore
put it-
Cottage.
It's another Shauna Ray debate. Yeah, essentially, yeah. But how mad's that?
I think that's a flex. To be born on the 29th of April.
That's pretty.
February.
Feb, yeah, it's pretty mad.
That's such a flex.
Um,
That's the rarest birthday in the world. That actually is.
it probably is, yeah, yeah.
Like it must be, no?
Yeah, I think she's like 8 or something or 9. But like, imagine that on your passport.
Which day does she celebrate? The 28th of February or the 1st of March?
I think she has a separate one for. She has a separate one. I think it's like 1st of March or something. I think.
Yeah.
She has like her obviously her actual birthday when they do something really like special when it's every 4 years. But then every year she has her own separate one.
Yeah.
She's a liar.
I would if it was me, I would celebrate on the 1st of March, I reckon.
Yeah, I think it's a solid day.
Yeah. It's a solid day. But 29th of February.
It's a bit of an L, actually. Imagine like if your parents are like, no, you're not getting any birthday presents. Not until 2027. Hey, that'd be so shit.
Yeah, that'd be peak.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that's
But,
cool, man. Lebanon, mad. Good luck to people like that. Like I hope, like it doesn't cause too much chaos.
I hope you
Like,
come to a decision.
Yeah, with like flights and stuff. Like,
Fuck yeah.
I hope. I don't know.
That's very true. Very true. So we've got some other big news actually.
Go on.
So a couple of weeks ago, the Oscars happened.
Oh my gosh.
The Oscars. And obviously last year, all the Will Smith stuff. There was the infamous slap from Will Smith slapping the face of Chris Rock. And apparently the ratings for the Oscars were up 12% this year.
Really?
And I think the Academy need to write Will Smith a letter and say thank you, because I think 100% people are watching being like, is it going to be a slap?
Mate, up 12%. That's quite impressive.
It's quite impressive because
People
people.
the Oscars has watched.
No, the ratings of the Oscars has been going down and down and down year on year because is it? So I was talking to someone about this the other day. Actually, is that like, if you think about it, the Oscars was such a special thing in like the 90s and the early noughties because it was like the one time you see all these big movie stars all in one place, and there's something quite mythical about them, right? But now it's like, you know, all these movie stars, they're always on social media, they're talking directly to their fans, they're meeting up, like, because we're now, everything's online, it's not that special, the Oscars anymore, is it?
What I was going to say is, I think that the fact that content is so available has meant that movie stars, for example, are just like less cared about.
Yeah, people don't care. Yeah.
Because there's so many more celebrities who are involved in films, TV shows. Oscars should blame Netflix.
You reckon?
Yeah, because beforehand you used to go to the cinema to see a movie.
Yeah.
You used to pay money to see. In some regard, you would pay money to see your favorite actor.
Yeah.
Right? Either by going to see the film, buy the DVD. Fine, in this sense, you still pay money. But you're paying the price of a movie ticket per month to see as many movies as you want. So it's like, and so many all the time. Like people binge stuff on Netflix. There's so much crap out there. Like there's so much stuff that's available.
And now there's like 7 times the number of streaming services than there were 10 years ago.
There you go,
it used to
man.
be just Netflix, and now it's like
just Netflix.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
But like, it's just not as special anymore. But so that's why it was such a massive shock that it went up by 12%. But the big winner of this year is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, man.
Dude, this film smashed it. It won 7 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor.
Wow.
Best Director. Like it's fucking swept. Have you seen it?
I haven't yet. Have you?
Oh, mate, dude. Like I think I saw this film just under a year ago, and it's like still one of the best films I've seen in like the last 5 years. It is fucking incredible, and I'm so happy it won because I feel like the Oscars for the last 10 years, you know, whatever film wins Best Picture, it's, you know, stuff like, you know, 12 Years a Slave or The Artist or Birdman, and it's those kind of like, yeah, they're good films, but they've got their certain audience, and that audience is like the Academy and the cinephiles, and they're maybe, you know, you could argue they're a little bit more pretentious, right? And then this film comes out, and it's a fun, wacky, sci-fi, multiverse, like batshit insane film that comes out and it's like it costs like literally nothing to make, and it completely blew everyone out of the water. And it's like, and the fact that this crazy weird film directed by people who used to direct music videos, the Daniels, right? And now that's won Best Picture. Like, it's great because for once it's like the film that the general movie-going audience actually want to watch. That film's finally won. Whereas I feel like for too long now, the Oscars always gone to the sort of the artsy choice. You know what I mean? And this film is not artsy at all. It's like just a fun. You've got to watch it. It's a fun, like, but it's also like, I think what makes it really good is that despite all this wackiness and multiverse traveling and crazy martial arts and things like that, and these crazy sci-fi concepts, it's basically just about like the relationship between a mum and her daughter, and like,
yes,
do you know what I mean? And that sort of grounds it, and that's why people like. That's why I think it's hit that mainstream audience, and that's why so many people are talking about it.
And so the mum, she's kind of mean, right? Or doesn't have a good relationship with her daughter?
Yeah, doesn't have a good relationship with her daughter. They're also they're Chinese American, so they're immigrants as well.
Cool.
And yeah, doesn't have a great relationship with her.
And like the concept is, she sees like the different scenarios, what life could have been.
So basically the general premise of it is, you've got Michelle Yeoh. She plays, they run a laundrette. She's kind of down on her luck. She doesn't have a great relationship with her husband. It's sort of like the passion's gone. She doesn't have a great relationship with her daughter, who is going through depression. And then she's also going through like tax problems, and apparently her business is going to be audited by the IRS, right? While this is happening, suddenly her husband appears from another dimension, another multiverse, out of nowhere, and says that you've got to save the world. I don't want to ruin any. It's really wacky, and I don't want to ruin it any more than that. But just to let you know how crazy this film is, there's one bit where there's a multiverse where everyone has hot dog hands, and it's just the most bizarre. And there's a scene at the end where you see these people with hot dog hands, and it genuinely made me emotional. And that's how good the film is. Wow. It can show you such crazy, stupid images, and like because it's so It's such a well-written script. Yeah, it's a really, really good film, and I'm so happy it won. And I believe I'm pronouncing this right, but Ke Huy Quan, I think he's pronounced. So do you know about this guy? He won Best Supporting Actor.
Okay.
So he starred in the 1980s. He was in one of the Indiana Jones film, and he was one of the child actors. And he sort of that was his big break. And he had a few films he starred in, and then once he grew up, he got no jobs whatsoever. And he couldn't get a job in Hollywood. And apparently, before he said yes to Everything Everywhere All at Once, apparently he had been rejected from for his national health his health insurance because he hadn't worked in so long, and he never gave up like trying to get that dream. And then he got this this movie, this weird, wacky $15 million film, and now he's won an Oscar.
Yeah.
And dude, it's the most heartwarming thing is watching his acceptance speech. Like, he's the loveliest guy and so humble. But yeah, it's great.
I think it just goes to show that if you really do genuinely believe that you've got talent, then just keep going, because like you're better off keeping going and something good happens. Like, if nothing.
I think he's in his 50s.
Yeah, because if you
He never gave up.
bro, there's so many people who made it kind of later on in life. You know, like Oprah, mate. She had a really fucked up upbringing. I think she was like. I think she was like raped when she was younger, and had a baby when she was in her teens.
Jesus.
And didn't like kind of get successful until maybe late 20s, maybe even 30s. The Colonel, you know, the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy, he was like, bro, he was out of money.
Really?
And he just kept on going, and I think it was in his 60s that he started the first KFC. Yeah, man, people make it later on, and someone else I can't remember.
I feel like especially nowadays, there's such a pressure when you've got like, I don't know, stars like Billie Eilish, who are literally like multi-millionaires and have a record deal at the age of 15, 16. And like, I don't know, have you noticed like music artists are like getting big younger?
Yeah, getting younger and younger.
Younger and younger. And it kind of makes, I feel like that, for the average person, that can sort of reinforce like, oh, hang on. Like, I'm in my mid-20s and I've not made it yet. Oh, that it can reinforce that, oh shit, maybe I'm not good enough. But I think just keep doing what you want to do.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. I guess, who do you think the biggest consumer of music is? What age demographic? 16 to 25?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16 to 25.
Yeah, so maybe that's why.
Because they relate
They're
to it
relatable.
more. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But Everything Everywhere All at Once, bro, that's a film that's definitely on my radar.
Dude, I think it's on Amazon Prime now, so like 100 it's quite divided. Like my sister watched it. She said it was just too much. It was too silly for her. But me, I watched it. I had such a different response to it. So I'm very interested to see what you think about it. I think you'd appreciate it.
No, for sure. I'll watch it.
But yeah, definitely want to watch. Also, Kanye West has been in the news recently.
Bro!
Yeah.
I heard something. I think I've got something different to say than what you're going to say.
The Jonah Hill thing?
No.
Wait, what is it?
Bro? Did you know Kanye got married?
No, he's divorced.
No. Bro? Kanye got married this year. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Did he?
Bro, he got married this year. I didn't know that. Okay.
Wait, to who?
Bro,
is in this year?
He got married this year.
Fuck.
Okay, so I found out about this because I went for a coffee with someone from work, and sorry, I'm just gonna get up some stuff on my phone because I wrote this down. So I went. Sorry, man. I went for a coffee with someone at work, and I remember I was talking to them about the podcast, and I was talking to them about the podcast and stuff, and they were just like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, we talk about pop culture," and so they were like, "Oh, like cool, like yeah," like I was so shocked that when I found out Kanye got married, and I was just like, "Yeah," and I was like, in my head, I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "I run a podcast, the pop culture. Why don't I know that?"
Were you like, "Oh yeah, I knew that."
Yeah. I was like, yeah. So then I looked it up, bro. Kanye got
who is this
married, and in fact, sorry, it was actually like last year, I think.
Really?
And why did no one know this?
Is it the Julia Fox lady?
No, it's not her.
Someone else.
It's not her. Kanye got married to Yeezy designer Bianca Censori.
Bianca Censori?
Yeah.
Bianca Censori.
Have you seen her?
No.
Bro, look her up. Banging.
Oh, really?
She's banging. She's so good looking. Yeah. she kind of looks a bit like Kim K. I'm not gonna lie to you. She's got the
Mate,
same.
that literally is Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, she's got the same like waist.
Bro,
to hips,
that's like
waist to hips ratio.
the ratio.
The ratio, that hourglass ratio.
Oh, what that? He has just been since he's divorced Kim. I swear he's just going
He's
for
a moving man.
Kim Kardashian clones.
Yeah.
Julia Fox is kind of like that sort of like.
Julia Fox jars me though. I find her so annoying.
She is
man.
weird, yeah.
She's so weird. But yeah, apparently
That's crazy. Are they still together? They're still.
Yeah, apparently they got married 2 months after his divorce from Kim was finalized.
Really?
And the divorce with Kim was finalized in March 2022. But Kanye West got married, man.
Oh, that really slipped under my radar.
Just bang it. Why didn't we know about this? Why didn't we know about this?
I think probably because he was sort of spewing anti-Semitic stuff instead.
Yeah, fair.
To distract from it.
Why was she with him when he was spewing all that stuff?
That's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he got married, and
Did you see his recent post?
Nah, go on, tell me.
So obviously, I think it was last year or maybe earlier this year, Kanye West went on Alex Jones. He said probably the one thing you probably shouldn't say as a celebrity, which is "I like Hitler." You know, like it's probably the baseline level of what not to do as a human being. But anyway, so he quickly got cancelled. He sort of went off grid. I think he was off social for a while. Hopefully getting some help.
Probably fucking his Kim K lookalike.
Fucking his Kim Kardashian lookalike. And then he's come back with the most bizarre Instagram post, right? So this was a picture of the film 21 Jump Street, right? Let me just read out the caption. So he posted on Instagram, "Watching Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street made me like Jewish people again." No one should take anger against one or two individuals and transform that hatred towards millions of innocent people. No Christian can be labelled anti-Semite knowing Jesus is Jew. Thank you, Jonah Hill. I love you. Can you believe it? What timeline are we living in? Jonah Hill is responsible for the redemption arc of Kanye West. Can you believe it?
I don't.
What? I don't get this man.
No. Why is that a redemption arc?
No, can I just say he's not redeemed for tweeting this out. But people on social media are acting like, you know, he's back. This is great. Everyone should be thanking Jonah Hill. It's like Kanye West has done this time and time again. He came up with the whole slavery is a choice thing, and then everyone got really mad at him, and then he apologized. Oh no, I meant it in this way. Right? But his words are hurting people. You can't just go out and say, "Oh, I love Hitler," and then tweet this again, and then what? Everyone forgives you now.
Absolutely not. No, man, it's not redeeming at all. If anything, it kind of it's proving a point about him just making like generalizations. So, you know, you can't just make assumptions based on like one person representing a community. Do you know what I mean? That's like the origins of racism. It's like, you know, if a couple of people are doing bad things and then you assign that to like everyone, and he's kind of reverse engineering that, which further proves the point that he's just like fucking ignorant as shit, basically. Do you see what I mean?
And he's thinking, oh, just the talent of one person from the Jewish community has made me rethink my whole stance.
Because
what about your morals? Yeah. Why hasn't your morals made you rethink your comments about fucking Hitler? Like
exactly, because he did the opposite on the other side, which is what led him to make the comment. And I don't even know if that's the
actually
case.
Such a good point. Like he's just generalizing again.
He's just generalizing again, flipping the narrative. But if anything, it just proves his point. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, it's fantastic that he's not feeling anti-Semitic.
No, that's great. But like
I'm happy that he's not. But I'm not happy for him. I'm happy that there's less hatred in the world. Like he's still a fucking arsehole. Like,
completely agree.
Shut the fuck up. But like, quite jokes at the same time.
But quite funny. Because that he just took 21 Jump Street. Of all the films in the world, 21 Jump Street was the one that's made him change his mind.
That film is so fucking funny.
It's an iconic film.
But for me, I think the funniest what is it? When Ice Cube's just like, we Jump Street and we gonna jump in your ass. Run the crack.
And we jump in your ass. The best bit of that film for me is when Channing Tatum's supposed to arrest someone, but he doesn't read out his Miranda rights, and then they go to the station. He says, "You forgot to read out the Miranda rights. You do know your Miranda rights, right?" And he goes, "So obviously it starts with the right to remain silent." and you do have the right to be an attorney. Did you just say you have the right to be an attorney? And then Jonah Hill goes, you do have the right to be an attorney if you want to. It's so good. I wish they made comedies like that.
Trust me,
It's
man. So funny. What was it? It was just like he's arresting somebody. He's just like trying to read the Miranda rights. He's like, you have the right to suck my dick.
Oh, mate.
Yeah,
so good,
yeah. No, man.
So good.
That's funny.
But yeah, do you not just think, I wish there is a timeline out there where Kanye West, maybe he said some controversial things. Maybe he wore the MAGA hat and he saw the reaction and he saw that it hurt people's feelings. And then he thought, you know what? I'm going to remove myself off social media. I'm going to get the help I need. And then he just went into the studio and he did what he did best. Make fucking music. That's what you're good for. Make music, maybe make some trainers and just shut up. And just stop fucking tweeting. Just get off social media. You're never going to be the president. You're never going to build cities the way you say you are. Just your shoes have done well and it's become $1 billion company because of your music. Just make music. Finish Donda 2. Where is it? Yeah, sorry.
No, man.
It just annoys me. I just think.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
He needs help. He definitely didn't seek help. He's the kind of person to be to say that he's the only one who's enlightened and just think that he doesn't need help. He's that deluded. But, I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't think anyone's going to get through to him.
Another bit of news.
Go on.
Very quickly. Jonathan Majors, very famous up-and-coming actor. He was in Creed 3, which I reviewed on the pod a few episodes ago. He's also been cast as the big bad guy for the next phase of all the Marvel films. So he's playing Kang. And he's this year has been Jonathan Majors' year. He is everywhere now. He's in every advert. He was arrested on Saturday morning in Manhattan for suspicion of strangulation, assault, and harassment. And apparently this resulted from a domestic dispute which happened in the Chelsea neighborhood in New York. And a 30-year-old woman was taken to hospital with minor injuries to her head and neck. So yeah, he's been arrested. And the lawyers come out and said that he's got video evidence to prove that this isn't true. But if this is true, that is the biggest rise and fall of an actor I've ever seen in my life.
My God.
Can you imagine that? And also, imagine if you were the studios and you've just cast him as the big bad for the next 10 Marvel films that are coming out, and then you see this in the news and you're like, fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because once you make it to the Marvel franchise, you've pretty much made it.
You've made it,
actor,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's.
And this isn't just a one and done. He's the big bad guy where all the films are leading up to this big confrontation with it. He's playing a character called Kang. The next Avengers film is called Kang's Dynasty. He is literally the poster of the next phase of Marvel films. Man. And now he's fucking got himself into this.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So yeah, I mean, obviously, it's innocent until proven guilty. But if this is true, fucking what a dickhead. Just don't hit women.
All I'm gonna say is that if you've got enough money, you can get away with that shit, man.
Nah, there's evidence. If you hit, really?
Bro.
You think if he's got good enough lawyers?
O.J. Simpson.
That is true.
Oscar Pistorius.
That is true.
But did Oscar Pistorius get charged?
No, he got he got charged.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I retract my point.
But you're on a roll.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. The Marvel franchise has got so much money behind it that if he's made up such a core integral part of their marketing, I would not be surprised if this was true, but somehow got swept under the rug. That's all I'm going to say. Under the rug.
Or they can just recast him. But
do you reckon they could?
On this topic, have you heard about Ezra Miller? Do you know who Ezra Miller is?
No.
You'll recognise him if you see him. He's an actor in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yes, he played
The Flash.
He's played. We need to talk about
Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
So the stuff that's come up about him, makes Jonathan Majors look like an angel.
Go on.
So, dude, he from the years of 2020 to 2022, he's been accused of. So the first thing that happened, a video came out of him assaulting a woman in a bar in Iceland. Right.
Okay.
Next thing that came out was he broke into some old pensioners' home and threatened, saying I'm going to bury you and your slut wife and things like that. Then he was been charged for breaking and entering and literally stealing from people's houses. The worst part, he's been accused on 2 separate accounts of grooming children. Right? This is Sarah, this is in the space of 2 years. And then there was one where he got stopped over and he ended up throwing a chair at a woman's head, cut her head open, and all of this had happened. Imagine, right? You're Warner Brothers, right? And Warner Brothers, they've got the Harry Potter franchise and they've got the DC franchise, right? Do you remember those Fantastic Beasts films? You know, the Harry Potter prequels. He was like the main character in that film. So that film had just come out. And then he was the Flash, and they started filming this. I think they were filming the Flash back in 2019. And then in 2 years, he does all of this.
Bro.
And apparently Warner Brothers were like, fuck, do we release it? And everyone else has been like, you know, you can't release this film. Like, think of all the horrible things he's done. You can't do it. But apparently the film is so good, and they put too much money into it that they're, what you just said, they're sweeping it under the rug. Yeah. And they'll probably recast him afterwards. But yeah, Ezra Miller, terrible bloke.
This goes back to what we said last week. Why can't actors just fucking do their jobs? Just act.
Just do your fucking job.
Just do your fucking job.
Just the baseline.
You don't need to do all of this.
Yeah.
Just do your job. Enjoy the money you're getting. Just fuck off.
The baseline level of your responsibility is to go on our camera and pretend to be someone else.
Yeah,
just do that,
man. But
crazy.
On that note, man, you know,
we're gonna end it.
We're gonna have to end it there because that's just been so much to ponder over. Honestly, it's been great. But guys, if you were listening and you enjoyed what you listened to, you know, please do like, follow, subscribe, everything on all of our platforms. Larger Than Life available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We've also got some short form content out there
on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram. You can follow us at Larger Than Life _Llama Tango Llama.
Right again.
Larger Than Life _ Llama Tango Llama. Woo! So yeah, guys, check us out there. If you don't want to listen to us ramble for a whole hour, you can see our short form content there. But yeah, guys, we hope to see you next time on the Larger Than Life show.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.